Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Somebody said we bullied him into making content about other teams. Yeah, make sure y'all check into this live, man. Make sure y'all check into this live. We got a really fire live for you guys, man. We're gonna be talking about the Denver Nuggets. I'm not gonna be on here too long, but we definitely got a show for you guys. Let me just send out these notifications real quick. Just give me a second. Make sure y'all check in and let us know where you're coming in from. And let's get these likes up while y'all are at it. Let me just send out these notifications here. Nuggets in 6. Jokic is like that. Yeah, he is like that. Nikola Jokic is like that. Don't pay attention to our setup. This is not our normal setup. I didn't have time to set it up. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning right now. I'm like, so let me just go live right now, and then we can get back to that later. Yeah, make sure y'all keep checking in. Let me see what we got. Toronto. Shout out to Toronto. Central Florida. Shout out to Central Florida. Okay, we got these notifications out. What else we got? We got Serbia. Shout out to Serbia. We got Jersey, Crowley, Texas. Shout out to Crowley, Texas. What else we got? We got Melbourne, Australia. We got Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Where else we got? We got Ontario, London. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK, man. Maryland, the hometown. New York. Shout out to New York, man. Dallas. Shout out to Dallas. Serbia. Why do we care about the Nuggets when it better for the NBA to make Ant his face? Jokic is an NBA cancer. Bro, what are you talking about right now? What? Bro, please tell me you're playing with that one, man. I hope you're just trolling with that comment. Shout out to Boston, Kentucky. What else we got? Kansas, Philippines, Serbia, Philadelphia, VA, Strong Island. Shout out to Strong Island. What else we got? Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica, Orlando, Florida. We're going to go live in like the next minute or so. Let me just shout out to people in the comments before we get going. Also, we got our short clips channel that I want you guys to subscribe to at the end of this live. And also make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to this channel. We're trying to get to 200,000 subs at the end of this month. So really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to this channel. Dominican Republic. We're going to get it going like 20 seconds. China. Wow, damn. China. What time is it there? Uganda. Shout out to Uganda. Compton. Somebody said Compton for Joker. Shout out to Joker. Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. Brazil, Texas, Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta. Puerto Rico, Indiana, Denver, Massachusetts. Okay. Mexico, Philippines, Puerto Rico, DC, the Boogie Down Bronx, France. Wow, France, Indiana, and Texas, Connecticut. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this live. Shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all try to get these likes up. Let's try to get these likes up and let's get into this live. Okay, first of all, y'all know we haven't done any lives on our channel in a minute ever since the Clippers got eliminated. And people got on me, oh, why I didn't see you doing no lives and all of that stuff. Hey, I accept all of those arrows. They are justified. I'm not going here to run from nobody or nothing like that. But after the Clippers lost, I was sitting back saying to myself, well, who am I going to root for? Who am I going to root for? Now, every day we turn on TV, people were telling us that Anthony Edwards is going to be the next Michael Jordan, reminding them of the next Kobe Bryant. And as a Kobe Bryant fan, I came with the approach of, if y'all saying Anthony Edwards is going to be the next Kobe, I got to see it. You got to show me. It ain't going to take one series. It ain't going to take 2 series. You're going to have to show me you're going to be the next Kobe. Can you help your team get to the finals? Can they win it all? And to Anthony Edwards' credit, he has been balling. He has really, really been balling. Like, the boy is a problem, and I think he's only 22 years old, 22, 23. To have that level of confidence, and oh, by the way, it is important that we say this about Anthony Edwards. He plays defense. He plays on both sides of the ball, and I personally think that Anthony Edwards is going to make a lot of all defensive teams, second and first defensive team. I really believe that. the way that he's playing, because for him to go out there and try to score 30 a night, 25 to 30 a night, and still be interested in playing defense, which is not a glamorous side of the floor, but for him to still have the interest to play defense, that says a lot about him. So I'm sitting back and I'm watching the playoff landscape. I'm like, I like what the Knicks are doing. I'm looking at the Knicks. The Knicks are doing good. I'm feeling good about the Knicks. So there's something to root for, although they now tied with the Indiana Pacers. I'm not really watching the Mavs series, maybe because I'm salty for what they did to the Clippers. So I'm not paying attention to that series. And I'm looking at the Wolves versus the Nuggets, and I see that the Minnesota Timberwolves go up 2-0 in the series. And I'm like, wait, what? What? And if you guys notice, we didn't make any content because I was waiting to see, like, wait a minute, is this how the Wolves and Anthony Edwards and these guys are going to actually knock out the champs? Is this how the Denver Nuggets, are they going to be a one-trick pony, a one-hit wonder? You win a championship, and then all of a sudden you're gone, and they go and lose the first two games. So I'm sitting back saying to myself, like, bro, is this looking like the beginning of the young boys taking over the NBA with Anthony Edwards and the John Morants, these guys? And then we go to game 3. And I'm watching game 3, like the rest of you guys, with the same thought process. If the Denver Nuggets lose, the series is over. Because no team in NBA history has ever come back from being down 0-3. And to my surprise, and to the surprise of many, not only does Denver win game 3, but they win it in such a way that I personally believe that they sent a shockwave through the Minnesota Timberwolves players. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves, for the very first time these playoffs, got punched in the mouth. Because remember, prior to that, the Wolves had won 6 games in a row in the playoffs. 6. They swept the Suns, and they beat Denver in Denver 2 times in a row. So I personally believe that the Denver, the Wolves were riding an emotional high. Please, man, stop. Shout out to Carcino. Stop spamming that in the comment section, please. Like, come on, like, don't do that, man. Like, relax. Shout out to him, but stop doing that, please. Like, please. But anyway, but then Denver comes back and wins game 3. And the minute the Denver Nuggets won game 3, I said to myself, the Denver Nuggets may have figured this team out. Because for the very first time, it looked like the Denver Nuggets got their mojo back. And for the first time, they came into a game where they were not relaxed and kind of working their way into the game. They came out with intensity and took a lead early. If you look at the Denver Nuggets, I think they started at almost all of the games with the Lakers, probably with the exception of one, being down in the first quarter. But in that game, the Denver Nuggets came out with intensity. And then we get to this game. And I'm watching this game today, and I was very, very interested to watch this game. And I said to myself, just give me a second, y'all. Just give me a second. Just a second here. So I'm watching the game. Let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes, guys. And also, please, we're trying to hit 200,000 subs this month. So we appreciate if you guys sub to the channel while you're watching this live. We appreciate it. So I'm watching this game, and I'm saying to myself, the Denver Nuggets, if they can find a way to respond to the energy in Minnesota and match them with their intensity and take their first hit, because they did get hit with an initial flurry to begin that first quarter, I think that the Denver Nuggets will be able to go into their championship pedigree, and they will begin to perform like a well-oiled machine. And folks, that is exactly what happened. The Denver Nuggets, as I was watching that game, and I'm sure some of you guys were thinking that too, I was saying to myself, this team just kicked it into another gear. And right now, they're going to show the difference between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the reigning defending champions. At one point in that first half, in that second quarter, Nikola Jokic, you rarely see Nikola Jokic take it personal on the offensive side of the floor and say, I'm going to make a statement. Nikola Jokic, I think, at one point came down the court and took like 4 or 5 straight shots. He became extremely aggressive. He's running down the lane, dunking the ball, and I had to put up a post on the community. So I'm like, good Lord, the Joker ain't joking tonight. He is not joking tonight. And let's get to Nikola Jokic for a second. Let's talk about what was at stake for Nikola Jokic and where I stand right now as an NBA fan and commentator on the sport. I want to get to that for a second. Nikola Jokic, there was a lot going on around Nikola Jokic. There was a lot of drama surrounding Nikola Jokic over the past 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because after Nikola Jokic won the MVP, some people, and understandably, some people felt that SGA should have won the award. They felt like the season that SGA had, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, warranted him winning the MVP over Nikola Jokic. And one of those people was Shaq. It wasn't only Shaq. I also saw them argue about this on Gil's Arena. Now, for the people saying that SGA should have won the MVP, I think those people have a right to have that opinion. He had, 50 plus 30-point games. He led his team that didn't even make the playoffs last year to the number 1 seed in a very packed Western Conference. And he played very, very well. So if you believe that SGA should be the MVP, I have no qualms with you. Really, I don't. Because I think it was a close race. I don't think that Nikola Jokic won it by a mile, although that's what the voters said. It was like he got double the votes, almost damn near 3-1 or whatever it was, the votes. So Nikola Jokic wins the MVP award. Then what happens? Shaq goes out there and says what he says to Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic takes it in stride. Gilbert Arenas and these guys are talking about it. They were upset about it, although Rashard McCann thought he should have won. But what's his name? Kenyon Martin, Gilbert Arenas, and I think Brandon Jennings thought SGA should have won. So you have that going on. 79-15. Appreciate that, Dr. Hoops. And then something interesting happens. Nikola Jokic wins the MVP, and then the Denver Nuggets lose game 1. Pay attention to where I'm going with this. Nikola Jokic wins the MVP, and the Nuggets lose game 1. And then what happens? The Denver Nuggets lose game 2. And I know, as an NBA fan, and somebody that reads damn near probably 100 plus comments a day from the viewers like you guys that support the channel and going to other channels, the chatter was starting to become, you see, this is why SGA should have won the award. It should not have gone to SGA. SGA got robbed. The only reason they voted for Nikola Jokic was because they robbed him last year, which they did by giving it to Joel Embiid. And I think Joel Embiid is over winning MVPs. Because if Nikola Jokic and these boys win the championship, it's over. It's over. Joel Embiid will not be winning any MVPs in the foreseeable future. He will not. Because, well, I tell you, the next MVP winners are going to be either Joker or Luka, or maybe Jason Tatum or one of those guys. Whoever or maybe SGA, whoever goes furthest in the playoffs is going to win. The Philadelphia 76ers, I do not believe are going to be good enough for Joel Embiid to have a competitive enough team. This is just my view. Maybe you can come back and be better. I just don't believe so. But anyway, so the Nuggets lose game 2. And I'm watching Nikola Jokic. He didn't really have a big impact on some of those games. He's not putting up the 20 and 20 games. Jason Tatum is overrated. Could be. He's not, appreciate the super chat. He's not having those 20 and 20 games that he had in round 1 in versus the Lakers. Then we go to game 3. We go to game 3, and the Denver Nuggets respond in a major way, beating that team by like damn near 20 points. And you have people in media now begin to walk it back, and I'm sitting back watching because now I'm looking for, well, who am I going to root for? Because I don't believe the Clippers are going to win anything anymore if they bring back that group of players. The Clippers plan on bringing back Paul George and all of those dudes. I'm donezo. It's over. I don't think the Clippers are going to win nada with that group of people anyway. I don't believe so. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, I don't think the Clippers are going to win bringing back those dudes. I don't think they're going to win. And I'm looking at the Nuggets and I'm like, I'm looking at Nikola Jokic and I'm like, could I actually end up becoming like a Nikola Jokic guy? Then I tune into tonight's game. Folks, let me tell y'all something. The game I just watched from Nikola Jokic, from a basketball standpoint, I am talking ball. Nikola Jokic is, and he is like a phenomenon. Nikola Jokic is one of the best basketball players I have ever seen play basketball. And I mean that. I'm not up here trying to twerk it up all over the place for you guys and knock over drinks, bust out honey and all of that. I'm keeping it funky with you guys. Somebody already said get out there. Now I'm keeping it funky. I was watching this dude play that game today. I was looking at some of the play. Yo, did y'all see some of those passes? Did y'all see some of those passes this dude was pulling off? Did y'all see? Do you know that there are point guards that cannot make those passes and have that type of court vision to pull off what this dude was pulling off? If you are a fan of basketball, there's no way you can tell me that what you just witnessed by the Joker, that game he just had, wasn't impressive. That's number one. I want to talk about something else beyond just his skill. I want to talk about Nikola Jokic's mental toughness. We need to talk about that for a second. We need to talk about his mental toughness. Ant literally was the best player on the floor. Nah, I know he wasn't. Anthony Edwards is a great player in terms of his offense and his defense. He's a hell of a defender. He's a hell of a scorer. But Joker makes you augment your entire game plan for him. The Wolves thought, oh, we're going to rough up the Joker. We're going to put bodies on him. He's not going to be able to get 20 rebounds a game. He's like, okay, no problem. No problem. You guys want to play rough? No problem. I'll use your aggressiveness against you. How many times did the Joker beat those defensive players with pump fakes, shot fakes, getting them off their feet, have them lean in one direction, hit them with a shot or hit them with a pass? He lets you feel like as if you're doing something against him. He really does. And at the end, you realize you didn't do anything with him. Anthony Edwards is a great player. He ain't better than Nikola Jokic. You need to stop. Like, let's not get too hype. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. Like, let's stop. And I'm not even a Nikola Jokic fan like that before, but at the end of this game, I've come away with the feeling that clearly he's the best player in the world. And Nikola Jokic has become my new official favorite player in the NBA. Let me see. I believe Dominique Davis. Appreciate the super chat. First of all, Dominique, I believe SJ should have won the MVP, but that doesn't mean the Joker wasn't deserving of it. He has a 3-inch vert for a big, but has the game on a string. That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point. Essentially, what this gentleman is talking about, and I appreciate your comment and your super chat. We appreciate that. Is Joker is showing you that you don't have to be an athletic freak to be able to dominate a basketball game and be effective. You don't. The dude literally doesn't jump. He's a 7-footer and he doesn't jump. So the question then becomes, how come we cannot stop somebody that is not really athletic, that is not really quick, that is not really fast, but yet he somehow still seems to dominate every single time he goes out, and we cannot stop him? We need to sit down and ponder that for a moment. Seriously. We need to ponder that. For a guy that doesn't have those physical attributes, maybe apart from his height, how is he able to do what he does? How is he really? Do you realize that Nikola Jokic is being played by basically 2 7-footers? Do you realize that Nikola Jokic is going up against the reigning multiple-time defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert? Now, let's just pause for a second. How tall is Karl Anthony Towns? How tall is Karl Anthony Towns? Got to be what, 6'10", 6'11"? Let me see. Imagine Jokic getting the Embiid whistle. He has a game where he gets 0 free throws. Appreciate the super chat. How tall is Cat? I'm trying. Let me get up. Let me see if I can get his stats. Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns got to be 6'11", right? I'm trying to pull up the box score here. Is Karl Anthony Towns 7 feet or 6'11"? Some people are saying 7 feet. Nah, no way he's 7'1". Karl Anthony Towns cannot. Let me see how. Hold on, I'm about to see how tall he is. He got to be. I want to see what he's listed on in NBA.com. Just give me a second here. Karl Anthony Towns. Let me see. Karl Anthony Towns is. I'm trying to pull it up on the app. Can somebody get me the official? Okay, 7 feet. 7 feet. He's listed as 7 feet. How tall is Rudy Gobert? Rudy Gobert is what? Let me see. Karl Anthony Towns. Rudy Gobert is what? 7'1"? Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns is 7 foot. He's 7 feet. Let me look at Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is what? Rudy Gobert got to be 7'1". According to NBA.com, he is 7'1". Nikola Jokic is playing against 2 7-footers. Let's just pause and think for a second. Nikola Jokic is playing against 2 7-footers that are more athletic than he is. And just by looking at him and Rudy Gobert, one could probably assume with the eye, or it could be wrong. Obviously, some people have natural strength, that maybe Rudy Gobert is stronger than him. One could assume that he's out to prove American players wrong. Now, he out to prove Gilbert Arenas and them dudes wrong, because they're American players that like they like Nikola Jokic. They're American. Don't get it. Listen, let's not get it twisted here. I don't want it to be that black people don't like Nikola Jokic. I don't want that to be the narrative. There are a lot of black people that like Nikola Jokic because he can ball. Just like there are a lot of black people that like Larry Bird. If I'm not mistaken, Shannon Sharp said his favorite basketball player of all time was Larry Bird. Let's not get it twisted here. So black people like this guy. We're not going to use a few knuckleheads that maybe have an issue with him because of where he's from or whatever it is, and then say that's all black people. That is not true. I think there are a lot of black people that were watching that game, black guys, black girls, whatever you want to call it, looking at that dude playing, like, yo, that's a bad boy right there. That is a bad boy, regardless of his skin color. I don't want that to be the narrative. Please, let's not even do that. There are a few But let's not make it be like that's what all black people. Please don't throw that on all black people. Please. Some probably do, but I don't want to go down that road and start saying that. But anyway, this dude is being guarded by 2 7-footers, and he finishes the game with 35 points on 58% shooting from the field, 20% shooting from the three, 66% free throw shooting, with 4 turnovers. How many assists did he finish that game with? He finished the game, assists, let me see. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Being guarded by 2 7-footers and a guy in Rudy Gobert that's won Defensive Player of the Year 4 times. 4 times. And Anthony Edwards ain't going against a Defensive Player of the Year and a wing player. He's not. Now, Aaron Gordon is a bad boy. And let me talk about Aaron Gordon for a second. Aaron Gordon, first of all, has transformed himself and his reputation as an NBA player. We got to give some credit to Aaron Gordon for a second. Aaron Gordon plays championship basketball. He plays winning basketball. Aaron Gordon. He plays high IQ winning basketball, in my personal view. I think Aaron Gordon plays smarter basketball than Jamal Murray, in my personal view. Jamal Murray sometimes takes some kind of knuckleheaded shots. But Aaron Gordon plays solid cerebral basketball. He boxes out. He gets rebounds. He gets offensive rebounds. He knows where to be. He knows when to make the right pass. He doesn't really turn over the ball much. He's focused. He went from being a guy that won a slam dunk contest and being known as a high flyer to an integral part of a championship core. Do you know that Kobe challenged Jokic to be the MVP? I think he challenged Giannis. I don't remember him challenging Jokic. I could be wrong, but I do believe he challenged Giannis. So now let's get back to the series. Now that this series is tied, what do I think is going to happen? Hey, guys, let's try to get these likes up to 600 likes. I'll appreciate that. Also, we got our small clips channel that we pinned to the top. Please help us subscribe to that channel. We're trying to hit 200,000 subs this month. So if you're watching this live and you haven't subscribed to the channel and you think the content is worthy enough, please hit the subscribe button. We'll really appreciate that. Let's get to this series. How do I see this thing playing out? So we've already established that my new favorite player right now is Nikola Jokic. We've established that he's my new favorite player right now. What do I think is going to happen? I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win this series, number one. And I think that they will win it in 6 games if they win game 5. I think if the Denver Nuggets win game 5, I think the series will be over. Somebody said I'm a bandwagon. How am I a bandwagon? I got off of a wagon that was on fire. I got off a ship that was sinking. What am I supposed to do? Sit on the ship while it sinks to the bottom, while I got sharks chewing up my ankles, talking about, I'm here for the cause. Man, you better stop playing. The Clippers ain't serious. Have you heard the news that the Clippers are talking about bringing back Paul George and this guy? I'm not interested right now. Clippers ain't serious, man. If the Clippers want something different, maybe they need to try something different. If they want a different result, maybe they need to try something different. Bringing back that core and hoping to God that they don't get injured after we just saw that happen for the last 4 years, nah, I'm good. I don't think that's I think I've had enough of that song, and I'm ready to change and move to the next song. Thank you very much. I'm good. Anyway, back to the Nuggets. If they win game 5, I think they're going to win the series in 6. And I'm picking the Nuggets to win the series in 6 or 7. That's what I think is going to happen. I think the Nuggets are going to win, because if the Nuggets win game 5, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be psychologically distraught, because they're going to be sitting there saying, okay, somebody said pick one. I'm picking the Nuggets in 6. I'm picking the Nuggets in 6. How about that? I think that Denver's going to go home. They're going to win game 5. And I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be psychologically destroyed because they're going to be sitting there saying to themselves, how in the hell did we go up 0-2 on this team in their house and end up in a situation where we could now possibly be getting closed out on our home court? How? We got to give some credit to Mike Malone. We need to talk about the coaching of Mike Malone. Mike Malone is a hell of a coach. He is pulling certain strings, tugging at certain chords. He is pulling certain strings and tugging at certain chords. What's the word? To get his players to respond. And it's working. He had to play basically a diss record for them. Basically, that's what happened. He put together a compilation video of basically disses towards the team and like, yo, look what they're saying about y'all. What y'all gonna do about it? And it was like, okay, we're gonna respond. So to me, man, listen, for the new people coming into the live, this is my conclusion. Number one, I think the Denver Nuggets are gonna win this series in 6. My new favorite player in the world right now is Nikola Jokic. I think he is the baddest man on the planet. And if the Denver Nuggets win this series and we get a Western Conference Finals of the Denver Nuggets versus the Dallas Mavericks, I think we're going to be in for one of the most exciting Western Conference Finals in a very long time. Because it ain't going to be a sweep like it was last year. No. It's going to be a series. Kyrie Irving, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, all of these guys, Luka Doncic, it's going to be a series. Better believe. You better believe it. That's just my personal view on it. So I definitely I definitely was very, very impressed with that. So once again, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of this live. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our Short Clips channel, please make sure you go ahead and help subscribe to that channel. Also, if you're watching this live, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Help us hit 200,000 subs by the end of this month. Appreciate you guys for being a part of this live. And y'all, somebody say you need mods, man. It's all good, man. They gonna do what they do. It's all good. Whatever. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.